Hey, good morning. Welcome to Monday morning. You know me, I'm always here just a little bit early. Hold on just a second. Let's get going over here so I can watch what's going on. So much technology. Okay, so when you show up early, usually what we're going to do is add in just a little bit of foam rolling. So grab your foam roller. I think today, see, you know how your foam rollers just find their way all over the house? Mine too. All right, so let's grab just whatever foam roller you have near and take it down to the ground. We're going to do a little bit of reactive. Yeah, there's two different kinds of foam rolling. There's proactive and there's reactive. And Monday mornings are always about setting yourself up for a really great training week. So that being said, today's not a big heavy training day. If anything, we're working zone 1 and zone 2. Nice, easy aerobic work. Some athletes actually do better, so let's get reactive. That means we're going to get on the back side of the body. I traveled this weekend. The hardest thing I did this weekend was chase athletes around the ocean side 70-point videos while they were out on the bike. The most important thing was I met a friend. You know, sometimes watching the race out there, and I was pretty inspired. So anyway, thank you to all of you who did the Oceanside and hopefully it up this morning. So reactive foam rolling, working a little bit on the back side of the body. If I recognize that there's a little disruption in the feed through the internet, I usually just pause for a second and then just kind of catch it back up. So we're working the back side of the body. We're using the foam roller more like a massage therapy situation, just massaging the tissue more than we're just going after the trigger point stuff. So the more you get to know me, the more time you spend with ECFIT, you're going to recognize I have some pretty solid philosophical ideals about tissue release and the best possible way to set yourself up for success. I don't believe in discomfort using the foam roller. I don't need to go toe-to-toe with anyone. I kind of just believe that pain in general is bad. So if you're finding discomfort while you're foam rolling because your physical therapist or your trainer told you, look for pain and then push into the pain, I got to tell you, I don't believe that. I don't think that there's a mechanism within the body that says push into pain with your foam roller and your tissue will magically relax. I don't think tissue relaxes when it's insulted or pushed into, when it's saying don't push into me right now. I don't feel like that's what I need. So a lot of times we're using things around us to unload the body a little bit and decrease the amount of pressure into the tissue. Remember, this isn't about, right now, is not about becoming a faster runner or a better cyclist or a better triathlete. Right now is about nurturing your health and your well-being. Because if you do that first and foremost, if you take care of your health, if you set yourself up for success as a healthier human being, your performances will elevate without question. Let's work through the upper back just a little bit, and then we'll get into mobility. So whenever I have my hat on backwards, you always kind of know we're going to do something face down. So we're face up right now, working reactive care, just making sure everything's moving. This is called toggling. Let's toggle through the upper back. Move just a little bit, keep that toggle. The next thing we really want to talk about is awareness. As I move through this toggle, like, where do I feel tightness? Where do I feel restriction? Where do I feel my tissue saying, don't go there, I don't want to go there? Your body is pretty wise. So we have foam rolled reactively our glutes just a little bit. We have toggled and mobilized through the back a little bit. Now what I want to do is go into a little bit of foundation training, decompression breathing. Once you release your lats, you release your rib cage. So let's take it down onto the ground. The first thing we're going to do is just set the fingertips about 20 degrees out from your shoulders. So if this is where your shoulders are right here, I want you to go out and out. Don't go all the way down here, just about right here. And from this position, fingertips are on the ground. We've got half spheres of tension, right? So fingertips, palms are off the ground, wrists are off the ground, elbows off the ground. Forehead onto the ground. From that position, walk your fingertips even further from your shoulders. You should get a gentle stretch through your lats and your armpits. Keep that forehead on the ground. From right there, I want you guys to take 5 deep breaths in through your nose. And if I was in that basement workout area or your pain cave and you're doing this workout, I'd be able to hear you inhale and exhale. Right? Fingertips strong, forehead on the ground. Inhale in. Inhale in. Keep going. You got 3 more. Forehead is touching the ground. Inhale. Exhale. Expand your rib cage. If I had my hands on your ribs laterally, out to the outside of your ribs, you'd be filling your rib cage laterally. From right there, keeping your hands nice and strong onto the ground, I want you to lift your head off the ground, but keep looking straight down. So this is chin to chest. Strong. Inhale 4 times. And good. All right, hands under your shoulders. Let's just press up, and we're coming into a quadruped position. So 2 knees parallel, 2 hands parallel. From right here, we're going to take our left arm, reach under the right arm, and from right there, we're just under and then up. Let the hips move wherever they want to move in relation to this upper body mobility. 3, 4, 5, spread your fingers. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. See the fingers at the top. Really extend through the hands. There's a fascial line that goes all the way down the arm, into the palms, into the fingertips. There's power in those hands. Okay, other side. Nice strong quadruped position, right arm. The hips are doing whatever they want to do as we move through the rib cage. 3, 4, pay attention. Where am I tight? What's feeling restricted? 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we're going back down, and this time we're going to set an anchor at the lower part of the body. So I want your knees together, your toes together, but I want your heels apart. So your heels should be 3 to 4 inches apart. Big toes touching, knees together. Kind of move around a little bit to get there. From this position, let's go back, hands way out. Forehead down to the ground. We're going 5 big inhales. Keep the knees touching. Don't lose the knees. Ready? Forehead to the ground. I'm going to talk you through it. Inhale, 5 breaths. There's 2. Those of you who know, you know. As you exhale, I want your belly button pulling away from the floor. If you're new today to Mobility Monday, we're going to teach you to decompression breathe. You want to inhale strong, fill the rib cage. As you exhale, I want you to belly button into your spine, belly button away from the floor. 2 more times. Big inhale. If I'm adding, sorry. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. The head comes up, chin away from the floor. Keep looking straight down. From right here, keep your knees really, really tight. Lift the hands off the ground. Strong knees. Fingertips away from the ground. Keep looking straight down. 4 big breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Pull your belly button away from the floor. Fingertips back to the ground, hands back under your shoulders, press back up. Now, you could see from my position, I got out. So the biggest thing is, if you can only barely get your fingertips off the ground, when your head is off the ground, when your rib cage is full, when your belly button's pulling away from the floor, your anchor is strong with your knees, I want you to work on that. It's going to open your chest up. It's going to strengthen your back. And if you stick with me, we're going to strengthen the entire backside of your body, help your posture, help your breathing, and ultimately help your performance. All right, so let's go knees. We're going to go offset. So right knee, 2 inches in front of left knee. From right there, fingertips directly under the shoulders. And we're just going to glide. As you go back, as you go forward, I want you to think about making sure that your low back is nice and flat. We'll work on that in just a second. 4, just gliding back and forth. 5, make sure that your head is in a neutral position. Think about the strength that you just showed as you lifted your head off the ground, but you kept looking down. Same position with the head. Good. Okay, let's offset the other knee. Left knee, just about 2 to 3 inches in front of right knee, so we're a little bit decoupled through the hips. Hands directly under the shoulders. Pull your chin back, chest up, and we're just gliding. 1. Pay attention. Right there, I feel a little bit of tension in my SI joint. Right there. And I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm just paying attention. I know that I've got a little bit of restriction in my hip decoupling, and then we're going to do something about it. Just move here, nice and strong. 1 more. Good. And good. All right, so let's do something about it. If the SI joint is restricted just a little bit, and you felt a little bit of tightness as we asked your SI joint and your sacrum to rotate, then let's go ahead and reset into a neutral pelvis. So we're going to do that by laying onto your back. Hat flips around. All right, from right there, what we want to do is, if I was with you, I would try and put my hand under your low back. I want you to not let me. So I want your belly button into your spine, flat hips, flatten your back into the ground. And from right there, my cue is pubic bone to belly button. So I want you to engage, pull your pubic bone towards your belly button, and I want to breathe into it. I say, you don't own a movement if you can't breathe into it, right? So you need to be able to relax, expand your rib cage while holding that low abdominal activation. All right? So hold the pubic bone, pulling it towards your belly button, in through your nose, out through your mouth. You can float your hands to the sky if you like and just create that sphere of tension. This is a very low level contraction, but oh so important. From there, let's go ahead and just relax that just for a second. Create some space now for me. If I wanted to put my hand under your low back, I could. So let's do that. Let's just toggle through the pelvis. Space, no space. Space, no space. Space, no space. Space, no space. 2 more. Space, and space. When you can do that nice and comfortably from this position, we'll start getting you doing that from a loaded or standing position. Let's go into the dead bug spot right here. Give me that same low level contraction, down low. Pull pubic bone to belly button. No space on the low back. Hold that nice and strong. We're going to extend just the left leg, heel to the ground. Come back. Right heel to the ground. Come back. Do not lose that low abdominal contraction. Hold your belly button into your spine. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, and 5. Stay with me here. Let's go left leg, right arm. 1. If you're doing it right, you're working really, really hard. 2, 2. Focusing on your low abdomen. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, and 5. Okay, so that's kind of the easiest form of hip decoupling. We're not even moving the pelvis, but now we're asking the pelvis to be stable while the legs are moving, right? So let's do the other thing now. So we're going to go into happy hips, and I want you to just go hands here. Your feet need to be pretty wide. They need to be outside your hips. Nice strong hand position, and all we're going to do is gently go to a 90-90. 90 degrees on one knee, 90-degree angle on the other knee. That means we've got a nice squared off knee, right? Make sure that that knee, as it drops in, is not crossing the midline of the body. 2, 2. Let the upper body now do whatever it wants to accommodate what we're doing down low. 3, 3, 4, 4. Now, start to give me a little bit of, if the right knee dives in, everybody get into this position. Right knee dives in. I want to bring the right hip across the left side. Grab the ground here. So right knee is down, not crossing the midline. Right knee is across, and right arm is reaching across. Let's do the same thing to the left. Left knee in, left knee across, left arm reaches. This happy hips number 2. Bring the hip across and reach. Drop it in and reach. Starting to feel a little bit in the low back here, and it feels kind of good actually. 3, 3. Starting to feel some stretch through the lower part of my rib cage, opening up my ability to breathe into the low part of my rib cage, right there. Lats attach all through that lower part of the rib cage. So tight lats definitely have an impact on how your hips and legs and lower body perform. Let's go 2 more each side. Drop the knee, push the hip across, nice big reach. Reach and reach. All right. From there, let's go into a standing position. We worked on windmills just a little bit last week. We're going to work on that again. So those of you who know me, come often, know that I'm a big foundation training fan. I'm a level 2 certified instructor. I teach foundation training, but more importantly, I use it with endurance athletes to improve performance. So from right here, I want you to go into a nice wide stance. Turn your toes ever so slightly in. We say square up the outsides of your feet so that they're parallel. From right here, let's create a little bit of space. And I'm going to give you a back version of this because I want you to open up your back. I want the lats and through your shoulder blades open, but I'm going to give you a big ask here. You got to keep your chin back, chest up. You'll see in that when I gave you my back picture, I dropped my head. Stay tall, don't do that. So open up your back right there, and then bring your chest up to meet it so that you can be open through your clavicles and open through your back. And I usually know people are getting it if their elbows are really pulling away laterally from their body. Push your hips back just a little bit, 3 inches. From right here, Create space between your ribs, your bottom rib, and your hips. That's why we use measuring sticks. Expand the rib cage. Focusing on the head position. 2. From right here, push your hips back a little bit further. Bring your hands next to your hips. Scoop from the bottom. I don't want you to scoop from the top because I want to leave your your high traps in a nice relaxed position. Your elbows are low. Your sphere of tension is strong. Your hips are pushing back. Your head is in a great position. From right there, let's give me 5 big breaths. If you feel this in your low back, don't change anything. Just breathe into it. Ready? Here we go. Inhale. Push your hips back a little further. As you do that, elevate your hands. Yes, you should be feeling high hamstrings. Keep your toes on the ground. And one more. And come out of that. Nice job. Shake that out just a little bit. And let's go ahead, go into that nice wide stance again. Square up the outsides of your feet. Push your hips back a little bit. We're going to glide. Keep your hips behind your heels. We're gliding to the left, to the right, and reaching to the foot with the left hand. I want your right elbow to pretend there's someone right behind you. You're going to elbow them right in the head. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that elbow high, the right elbow high. 6, 7. Push your hips back. 8, 9, and 10. Good. Right now, we're going to hit the other side. So the left elbow is coming straight up. Glide. 1. Glide. 2. 3. Trail leg is nice and straight. 4. 5. 6. 7. Push your hips back. Your hips should be working. 8. 9, and 10. All right, nice job. Next thing we're going to do, we're kind of skipping the forward fold today. If you want to do a forward fold in the windmill, go back to last week's Mobility Monday. Okay, so from right here, square up the outsides of your feet, but give me a little bit less width through your stance. Squaring up the outsides of your feet. Now, we're going to work a body weight squat as a mobility drill. So we're going to open the hips a little bit. And you're only doing this to accommodate your squat. Keep your chest nice and tall. Fingertips to the ground. Let your knees go out just a little bit. I don't want you to collapse into that. Mobility is about neurological control. So when you go down here, there should still be gentle tension in your body. So don't collapse into this body weight squat. Remain engaged. Fingertips to the ground, fingertips reaching forward, come right back up. Body weight squat. 1. We're going to just go 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. From there, I want to work a little bit of hip extension. That was hip flexion. We're going to just do foot grabs. When you do a foot grab, keep your head in that nice strong position, and I want your knee behind your hip. From right there, open your belly. Take a big breath. Gently put that down. So I see people doing knee grabs all the time. They go, yeah, I got it. And they look like this. I want you to open the belly, create space between the pubic bone and the bottom of your rib cage here, and your hips and your ribs. So from right here, this is a great foot grab. Open this up right there. And I will typically get hamstring cramp there, but my hamstrings are healthier than they've ever been since I've been teaching you guys every Monday. Okay, so right here, space, and come down. So yes, it's a quad stretch, but it's mostly about that for me. Other side. Big posture. Good. Imagine if we could do our next half marathon like that. Good. Good. Hold that strong. We're building what we call tensegrity. Tensegrity is creating a suspension bridge in your body, in your fascial system. Woo. Do that one again. Oh. Those of you that also know me know that my right ankle has been broken 3 times, and it tends to be harder for me to stabilize. Other side. Whoop. Good. And good. All right, let's go back to that body weight squat. Right, we're gonna go 10 this time. Fingertips nice and strong. 1, 2, keep your head in a really good position. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, good, 9, good, and 10. Shake that out. Let's get your foam roller or your Viper. And actually today, I'm going to use my stool because I want to demonstrate that when you do this exercise, you will get benefit no matter whether you do it from the ground, from the foam roller. You could even do it from your kitchen countertop. I'm not in my kitchen, this is my basement. Okay, so face your prop. You can externally rotate your feet ever so slightly. Take a nice big breath. Separate ribs from hips. Push your hips back. From right here, let's go into what we call long wing. Scoop from the bottom and just give me that really nice founder. Chin back, chest up, elbows are low, fingers are strong. From right there, we're just gonna drop straight down to the prop. From that position, you should feel high hamstrings. Let's just kind of hang out here. Let's breathe into those hamstrings. Push your hips back, but keep your toes on the ground. Breathe. If you're not feeling your hamstrings, push your hips back, push your hands forward. Drop into that body weight squat, but keep tension in your hips. From right there, hands, palms up. And from right here, we're just gonna lift one side and then lift the other side, straight out from the shoulder. 3, 4, we're gonna do 20 of these, stay in your squat. 5, 6, 7, 8. Push back onto your heels a little bit. 9, make sure you're not loading up those toes. 11, load up your heels. 13, 15, 16, push your hips back. 17, 18, 19, 20. Don't leave me. From right there, lift your hips back up. Bring your hands back to your knees and press back out of it. All right, Mobility Monday. My name's Erin Carson. I'm a certified strength and conditioning specialist. I work with some of the best endurance athletes in the world here in Boulder, Colorado, and around the world, thanks to the miracle of technology. But I also care about each and every one of you as human beings. What we did today is something you should be able to do the rest of your life. It's important that we continue to feed the tissue hydration. So if I can give you one piece of advice today for the entire week, really focus on hydration, a little bit of electrolytes. We'll be talking more and more about how to be healthier throughout the year, but I'll be here for you every single Monday morning. Take care, mahalo. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Have a great week.